Alright, this is a Rise of the Eldrazi draft. Here's the first pack. Sphinx of Magosi is a bomb. You have to play practically mono blue, but not even really. You just have to be solid two color with blue is at least a very strong half of that deck. And you can play this guy. And if they can't answer him with either a really juiced up Induced Despair or one of the straight up removal cards like Vendetta, or another huge Heat Ray, you're just gonna walk away with that game, even if they eventually kill him because you can draw so many cards. The other option is Induced Despair and Frostwind Invoker, but Sphinx of Magosi is so good. I may not stay in blue, but it's worth taking. And here we've got a pack. I've got a Lust for War. Mortician Beetle is not really playable in any decks I know of. You'd have to have some kind of crazy Bloodthrone vampire deck, and even then I'm not sure it would be better than something else. Lust for War is a really good card. Just watch like LSV's draft video number 4 or 5 or one of those, and you'll see why. Forked Bolt though is more versatile, and I think a higher pick for most people. Guard Duty is pretty good. I could go into white, blue. It's hard to pick a Guard Duty over a Forked Bolt, especially with no color commitment. Ornarlid's really good. Mnemonic Wall I could take to go keep in color, but I don't have anything yet like Forked Bolt that I want to bring back. And Caravan Escort and Zulaport Enforcer are both fine cards. I'm going to take the Forked Bolt. Alright, so here we have Nirkana Cutthroat, and this card can just win games. This is another card that if it goes unanswered, if you get this guy up to 5/4 first strike, they literally have to block him with 6 creatures to have any chance of killing him, unless they have some kind of totem armor. Suffer the Past I've had played against me, and I've never been that impressed with. I've never played it. Valakut Fireboar is a pretty good card, so I could stay in red and grab that guy, but I don't think it's nearly as good as like a Last Kiss, a Narcolepsy, or a Nirkana Cutthroat, or even a Dread Drone, really. Soul's Attendant's a card I like a lot better than most people. I think it's underrated, especially in multiples. This is a card like Overgrown Battlement that just gets better and better. The obvious pick, though, is the Narcolepsy is the best removal spell in the pack, really. And it's on color with my Sphinx. So speaking of which, we have a Surakar Spellblade, which is good. This isn't necessarily going to be the deck where it's great. You want to be that aggro Kiln Fiend, or really Surakar Spellblade. But Distortion Strike and those kinds of things. Lots of removal like Flame Slash to clear the way. This is a deck that wants to gain control of the board and cast a Sphinx of Magosi so far. And the card that's going to help me do that the best is Guard Gamazoa, because this is a card that can block every single creature as long as they don't get their spells involved. It's invincible. Lifestrider is really good in some decks. Bloodthrone Vampire is really good in some decks. Cadaver Imp is really good, but obviously the mana commitment. So it's Lava Fume Invoker or Guard. Well, Frostwind Invoker is a really, really good card. Can walk away with a lot of games. This guy enables some crazy alpha strikes. Pair him with the aforementioned Fireboar, and you've got a 7/1 flyer. It's pretty rough. Pathrazer of Ulamog is generally too expensive. You have to have a lot of Overgrown Battlements to be able to play that, or a lot of Spawn. Survival Cache is a pretty good card. Better than most people give it credit for, I think. Hyena Umbra is pretty good. Ondu Giant is really good. This is a really solid pack still. I mean, there's no obvious openings. This is probably just a really good pack from the beginning. So I'm going to take the Frostwind Invoker and continue with blue. Well, I'd say the Arrogant Bloodlord is I'd say that's a reasonable sign that black might be open. It's not really that great of a sign, but for Arrogant Bloodlord to still be in this pack, there would have had to be another really good black card and a bunch of good other cards. I'll consider sliding into black. Blue-black is good. Okay. Time of Heroes is a scary card. I almost would take this just for hate. But Inquisition of Kozilek is also a pretty good card for this kind of pack. Lay Bare I would consider taking here. Helps me get to my Sphinx. The Siege Runner is pretty good. Like, it might just be the best card in this pack. I don't know if that's the strategy I'm going to go with, though. I think I gotta take the Time of Heroes, just in case. Okay. Well, Bloodthrone Vampire is not a card that's going to be very good in my deck. Lava Fume Invoker is probably not going to be that good in my deck either, but it's the best straight up card in this pack. This guy can get good. If I slide into red, well, with blue, I almost feel like I'm better just taking the Hyena Umbra. I mean, that's good. I could even put it on a Guard Gamazo to stall a game out further, if I have to. Oh, goodness. Well, Daggerback Basilisk is the best card in this pack. You may have noticed that I like to keep my colors flexible as long as possible. Like, I'm almost definitely going to play blue here. But now I have all 4 other colors covered with something. And this way I can look at packs like this and make a decision like clearly black is looking pretty good here. Of these 3, which are all playable, the Zulaport Enforcer is the best. Eel Umbra is playable, but I like this pick here. I have the Time of Heroes. I could end up 3 color over here. Well, there's my Soul's Attendant. And Virulent Swipe is like a bad 23rd card if I absolutely need it. Coraline Slinger is not that great. I'm not surprised.